But that's just amazing. And he looks a bit scary, doesn't he? It's sort of maybe Pan type god. Or like, I don't know if they're the Green Man back then, but we've done that bit. Right. A few more coins. So they're getting a little bit bigger now. Right, 1 denarius is equal to 16 asses. Okay, these are asses as in donkeys. Like the... I don't know, that was a semi. Right, by the 4th century, inflation meant that the coin bought less than it used to. Bronze coins were meant to contain their own weight in metal, so the coin was the size and weight of the metal it could buy. As inflation increased, a coin would buy less and less, so smaller and smaller coins were issued. Okay, so yeah, you can see the 1 denarius going from big to smaller, smaller, and then smaller. A few more here. Yeah, I'm just like intrigued to find out how much a denarius was. Obviously, it's like it said, it's depending on the weight, how much it bought for you, the weight and the size. Obviously, the bigger the weight, the bigger the size. Right, traded goods from the province of Gaul, which is modern north and central France, and the Rhineland, are frequently found in Verulamium. The journey involved was no more difficult than from distant parts of Britain, since much of it could be by river, especially the Rhine, and by sea. Gaul was a richer province than Britain and had a longer tradition of a Roman life. The Gallo-Roman goods found at Verulamium are mainly craftsman-made items of very high quality, decorated pots, metalwork and glassware. Only a few, like lava quern stones, are bulky and heavy. I mean, that looks like lava, doesn't it? So, but it's like decorated with a fish. Really good. Okay, some more stones here. Regional trade within Britain. Britain is a large island with rich and varied natural resources. Specialised luxuries and necessities were carried a many days' journey from their place of origin. It's a kid with a Beckham shirt on, a Man United Beckham shirt. Beckham left about like 2005, I think, maybe earlier. Well, this is a Man United fan. Poor bloke. Anyway, transport. This is flickering again. Anyway, let's have a quick look and try and get away from these lights. Religious revolt, we've done that. Rights and recreation. Oh, look. He's a bit scary. Yeah, it's more horrible lights. Right, so the people of Verulamium worshipped a cosmopolitan mix of gods and believed the gods influenced every aspect of their lives. They made sacrifices and gave offerings to the gods to satisfy them. There we go. To satisfy them, ensure good fortune and thank them when things went well. There were gods and goddesses of peace, the harvest and the home, amongst many others. People quickly adopted the new Roman and Eastern beliefs brought into Britain, but continued to worship their own Celtic gods. Right. So, here we are. There's a coin there. I'm trying to get a bit closer. Right, Mithraic token and coins showing the gods. Ceres, Apollo, Diana, Sol, a Christian symbol, and an altar stone. Okay, right, now this is the interesting bit. You might find interesting, all you Christians. Right, a silver token found at Verulamium shows the story of the birth of Mithras, the Indo-Iranian god of light and truth, the giver of bliss and saviour from death. The coin shows Mithras leaping fully formed from a rock. A bit like Monkey, wasn't he? He did that. Monkey. Right, on the back of the tokens, Mithras is linked with Ormuzd, the creator god, and Re, the Egyptian sun god. I thought it was a Ra. Anyway. The coin tells us that believers passed through the town, perhaps on their way to the Mithraic temple in London. People were also very superstitious and wore charms for luck, fertility and protection from the evil eye. These were either worn around the neck or carried, and often took the form of phallic symbols like these from Verulamium. There. Right, people in Verulamium also made offerings of small bronze legs and feet to the gods. These represented prayers asking for an injured leg to be healed. So that's why we got like legs up here. Right, the Romans introduced a new religion in the form of imperial cult where the emperor was worshipped as a god. At first this occurred on the emperor's death, but later it became a political practice which gave the emperor greater authority. At Verulamium, one of the Forum temples was a shrine to the emperor and may have a statue of him. Right, okay, right, the thing with Mithras. Right, hundreds of years before Jesus, Mithras was born of a virgin. There was the three kings, there was everything. Walked on water, performed miracles. He did. Jesus was basically a carbon copy of Mithras. So, if you have time, Google Mithras, and it will give you the similarities between him and Jesus, which is really quite freaky. So, makes you wonder, was Jesus a real person? Or not? Was he like just a form of Mithras? Right, so that's the Triangular Temple. The Triangular Temple was dedicated to Cybele, the eastern goddess of human progress and cities, and her husband Attis. The cult of Cybele became popular in the Roman Empire from about AD 200 and continued until the spread of Christianity. Okay, right, here we go. Christianity in Verulamium. Archaeological evidence of Christianity in Verulamium is limited, although it was here that Alban, the first Christian martyr in Britain, was put to death in about AD 209. So obviously we're in St Albans now, which is named after him. Alban's martyrdom was part of a wider persecution. In its early years, Christianity was practiced in secret as the Roman authorities saw it as a threat to the state. However, it gradually became more and more popular, especially amongst the poor, because the poor always pray, don't they? And the rich don't. As Verulamium declined after AD 400, which is when the Romans pulled out, the focus of the town moved to the shrine where Alban was believed to be buried, the site of the later abbey and centre of the medieval town of St Albans. Oh, one day I'll do the cathedral, which is really cool. We went there again with your mum, Terry. She loved that one. Right, so who's this geezer? Replica of a Roman actor's mask. Okay, so this is the theatre. So they put on plays in the amphitheatres like that, like the white one down there. Right, out and about. Sport, athletics and gladiatorial contests taking place in amphitheatres or circuses where popular spectator sport and produce the sports stars of the day. So, did a bit of fishing, took the pets for a walk, hunting of course, still going today, dining.